Good morning. I'm so glad that all of you could join us today. To those of you with us in Urbana-Champaign and all of you that are watching us on YouTube Live, welcome. This is a very exciting day. Thank you for joining us today to officially launch the IBM-Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute, a very forward-looking and ambitious new model of academic and industry partnership. This is a momentous occasion for the Granger College of Engineering and for the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and the state of Illinois. Today, with the global technology powerhouse, IBM, we stand poised to ignite the future of discovery and innovation. This new partnership leverages the UFI's unique strengths in the science foundation of engineering technologies and IBM's real-world translational expertise to deliver the workforce needed to catalyze new and emerging fields that will drive the future of economic growth. At this time, please join me in welcoming our partner, Jeff Welser, Chief Operating Officer at IBM Research and IBM Vice President for Exploratory Science and University Partnerships. Jeff?
Thank you. Thanks very much. It's really a pleasure to be here and to be here with my partner, Rashid, on this whole endeavor. It's been a long time coming together, but IBM and UIUC have a long history, actually, of collaboration. But this new one, I think we're most excited about because of its capability, not only for continuing to advance the science technology of computing and engineering, but the impact it can have actually on society when it's applied to actually some of the greatest challenges we see. So I'm really looking forward to hearing all the remarks today and then really jumping into being able to execute on this vision we've created together. So thank you very much.
Now it's my distinct pleasure and honor to welcome remarks from the Governor of the state of Illinois. Please join me in welcoming and hearing from Governor JB Pritzker.
Good morning. This is Governor JB Pritzker. I want to thank University of Illinois System President Tim Killeen, UIUC Chancellor Robert Jones, and UIUC Dean of the College of Engineering, Dr. Rashid Bashir. I would also like to welcome the Chairman and CEO of IBM, Arvind Krishna, as well as the COO of IBM Research, Jeffrey Weiser, and P33 co-chair and former U.S. Secretary of Commerce, Penny Pritzker, who also happens to be my sister. What a thrilling moment this is. This is a first-of-its-kind historic investment by IBM focused on Illinois' workforce, world-class research institutions, the innovation economy, and our burgeoning quantum research corridor. IBM is exactly the right partner for the assets Illinois has developed to lead in the 21st century economy, building a deeper foundation for the people and places that will pay dividends for decades to come. IBM's collaboration in this new Discovery Accelerator Institute combines the strengths of our powerhouse flagship university, the sharp young minds that it's producing, and the breakthroughs that we're making in emerging areas of the technology sector. This public-private partnership is setting the stage for elevated STEM education, high-tech workforce development, and unprecedented technologies homegrown right here in Illinois. This has been a central pursuit of my administration. I'm focused on transforming our economy using the power of government to open more doors for scientists, entrepreneurs, businesses, and innovators. That's why I insisted on dedicating $200 million in our state's Rebuild Illinois Capital Program to support groundbreaking work between the University of Illinois and the University of Chicago. We're investing another $500 million in Discovery Partners Institute and the Illinois Innovation Network of startup hubs. And we're putting Illinois on track to be a leading manufacturer in the next generation electric vehicle industry with our advanced manufacturing academies in southern and central Illinois. Thanks to these investments, we're attracting $250 million in federal funding and $500 million in private funding for these initiatives, more than any other state in the nation. For more than a century, IBM has been at the cutting edge of innovations that matter. So has the University of Illinois. I'm excited to see how these two powerhouses will change the world. Thank you all for all that you're doing here in Urbana-Champaign.
Thank you to Governor Pritzker for his tremendous support and this tremendous partnership that we have with the university and the system and the state. And we really look forward to continuing that and to deliver on this impact and this promise, this collective mission and vision that was just articulated. Next, please join me in welcoming the president of the University of Illinois System, President Tim Killeen.
Thank you, Rashid. Hello, colleagues. My thanks to all of you for joining us today to celebrate the launch of this remarkable, a new, life-changing institute. In my world, problems do have a purpose. They exist for one thing, to be solved. And it's partnerships like this that will take on and crack the most important challenges that our society faces looking forward. As we look ahead to the limitless potential this new institute holds, I also want to take a quick look back. 5 years ago, our Board of Trustees approved a detailed roadmap for the University of Illinois System to build on its rich 150-year legacy of service to students, the state, and to the public good. Our strategic framework called upon us to be even more student-centered, which we are, with a relentless focus on preparing each and every new class to flourish in the fast-changing world that awaits them. It called on us to expand our already global reputation as a hub of innovation, a reputation that Grainger Engineering, which wasn't called Grainger at the time, has helped cement through next-generation breakthroughs that have made the U of I system a place where the world literally turns to solve the biggest challenges. The framework called upon us to adapt our land-grant mission to serve the increasingly complex needs of yet another new century, to be the catalyst for progress and social well-being, and for opportunities that transform lives and drive social mobility, leaving none behind. And it called upon us to reach to those high aspiration goals by turbocharging our push for partnerships, particularly by forging even more public-private partnerships to connect our brilliant faculty with the world-class talent of global companies. The IBM-Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute checks off every box of our mission. And it is backed by a shared commitment and an extraordinary $200 million in investments by UIUC, the state of Illinois, and IBM, a true global giant in technology. This collaboration will cultivate the talent and research discovery that are at the very core of progress in our knowledge-based, fast-paced 21st century economy, in urban, rural, and settings everywhere. This marriage of high-tech heavyweights will attract even more top students and top faculty to a College of Engineering that already consistently ranks among the world's best and is actually the best in the cosmos in general. That, in turn, will expand an already robust pipeline of tech-ready talent whose education has been touched by the real-world perspective of a company that has been synonymous with technology for well over a century. The Institute will bring together the very best researchers from IBM and UIUC to tackle real-world problems and will be a magnet that attracts collaboration with top minds from literally around the world. And the groundbreaking discoveries will support innovation that makes our lives better and the world more sustainable, while also planting the seeds for startup companies that will create new jobs and new waves of economic growth. I'm deeply grateful to IBM for its confidence, its generous investment, and for building on a long, productive partnership with Grainger Engineering and UIUC. And I'm grateful to our governor for his leadership, Governor Pritzker, and continued support of the state's flagship university system and the power it holds for our collective future. His investment in this unique new institute, in our work with the Chicago Quantum Exchange, and in our Discovery Partners Institute and Illinois Innovation Network will pay dividends for the people of our state for generations to come. I'm also grateful to Dean Bashi and his colleagues at Granger Engineering and across the campus. Their vision aligns perfectly with the roadmap we have charted to the future and will write the next chapter in this legacy. My thanks to all of you for being here, for joining us, and for your support. And now it's my pleasure to introduce my brother, the Chancellor of this remarkable difference-making campus, friend and colleague, Robert Jones.
Thank you very much, President Killeen, and thank you to Dean Bashi, and thanks to each and every one of you for being in this room today for this truly historic occasion. In my experience as a university leader, I've come to understand that there are days in your career that truly stand out in your memory. Those are the days that are marked by historic milestones, big ideas, bold ideas, that you just know in your heart really signal the beginning of something new, something different, and something that is world-changing. This formal and this public launch of the IBM-Illinois Discover Accelerator Institute here at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign is truly one of those historic days. So let me begin by, first of all, echoing President Killeen's appreciation to Governor Pritzker for his support and for his kind comments that he shared with us today. And I want to also thank Penny Pritzker and the PSP Partnership for their role in making this project a success. And of course, thank you, President Killeen, for your leadership of the University of Illinois system and this effort to leverage the tremendous resources of this university to build a stronger, and I might add, a more prosperous state of Illinois. And of course, I must extend my gratitude and thanks to IBM, particularly to Arvind Krishna and Jeff Welzer and your colleagues for your vision and the trust and confidence that you placed in our university to be critical partners in this new frontier. We truly, truly believe that IBM-Illinois Discover Accelerator Institute is going to change the trajectory of research, discovery, and innovation in hybrid cloud, quantum technology, AI, and in ways that are going to be sustainable over the decades. And I might add, it also is going to influence and cause us to think differently about education and training of a diverse workforce that will be needed to support the quantum revolution. And I can tell you that workforce development focus piece is really something that is critically important to each and every one of us. In case you didn't know, our two organizations are already at the epicenter of these technologies, which will redefine the century on a global scale. And we are very, very excited about that. And when you take that as a given or as a fact, there's this perfect logic of why these two great institutions would come together. So what excites us the most is imagining the exponential, expanded possibilities in these new and emerging fields when the world-leading private corporation expands with a successful partnership with the leading public university, making and working more closely together at the intersection of discovery, knowledge, and innovation. Let me put it that way. And when you add the massive state capital investment from Governor Pritzker that he has championed, and the kind of sustained agreement and engagement with the private sector that the Discovery Partners Institute and the PSP partnership makes all of this possible at scale. This becomes a collaboration on a scale that is unmatched, I believe, anywhere else in the country and perhaps in the world. So as excited as we all are about the innovation and the technology that will come, we are even more enthusiastic about the advancements in the human condition that it will drive across our communities, across the nation, and across the world. This partnership will be about educational innovation as well, from pre-K through 12 to lifelong learning to life-wide learning and training. These emerging fields do offer a horizon for a diverse workforce where there is wide open access to the kinds of jobs and careers that raises the trajectory of entire generations and families for decades to come. So there's a lot to be excited about today, and I remind you, as Andrea said earlier, you can look back 30, 40, 50 years as he was reflecting back on some things that happened decades ago as a landmark in the path to where we are today. I submit to you that this day will go down in history as a historical event where these two great research, discovery, innovation, and knowledge-generating entities have come together to advance our mission and to truly change the world. And I can't wait to see what we will do together. So again, welcome to the IBM-Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute. We're so glad, and I am truly blessed to be part of this historic moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chancellor Jones. Thank you, President Killeen. And thank you, Jeff. And again, thank you, IBM, Arvind, Jeff, Sudhir, and all of your colleagues for making this day possible. Really, really appreciate it. So my name is Rashid Bashir. I'm really honored and humbled every day to be the Dean of the Granger College of Engineering. For more than 150 years, our college has stood at the forefront of science and engineering and is really turning extraordinary into everyday reality, solving humanity's most complex problems and most complex challenges, and transforming the world for the better. We always say that, and I think we want to repeat that. Our students, faculty, staff, and alumni have repeatedly, consistently changed the world for the better. They've changed the trajectory of society through their curiosity, through their discovery, through their innovation and technology, and most notably, many, many key inventions and transformations, such as the transistor, the integrated circuit, the LED, internet broadband, first web browser, and on and on and on. So it comes as no surprise that Granger Engineering and our faculty, staff, students, in partnership with many, many other partners around the world, are fueling the next wave of quantum information, hybrid cloud, and AI, and is positioned, and our college and our campus is positioned with IBM to be really the dominant players in these critical areas. Quantum, as my friends and colleagues from physics tell me all the time, is not a new concept. Of course, we all studied that, but now it's come back to us in such a major and a dramatic way to really change the future. For decades, we have harnessed the power of quantum research in both physics and material science, and now in the emerging areas of computing, networking, and sensing. It was never about if quantum information and AI would exist, but it was about when and how to apply such advances across a broad spectrum of disciplines and industries, and to deliver the next era of cloud computing, data security required to sustain and scale such developments. As scientists and engineers, it is our duty to drive the 21st century technology revolution and deliver on our promise to address today's most unsolvable and complex global problems. And this was mentioned this morning also when we were talking by our Vice Chancellor for Research, Susan Martinez, that we can do the greatest research in the world in our labs, and that is fantastic. But we've got to find ways to translate that out for the betterment of the world. And we know that we cannot go at it alone. As a college, state, nation, and world, our success is dependent on collaboration, on working together. And again, I think some of my colleagues from IBM said this morning, these new challenges that we're dealing, they cannot be done individually. They need for people to come together. Today, we are investing in iQuest, our very own on-campus flagship quantum information and technology center. We invested further, of course, in C3SR, which was the foundation of this partnership, through this multi-year joint venture with IBM that was housed in Coordinated Science Lab, which is, by the way, celebrating its 70th anniversary tomorrow, the oldest interdisciplinary research center on campus. We are serving as a core partner in the Chicago Quantum Exchange with our colleagues at University of Chicago and beyond at Argonne and Fermi, collaborating with some of the most brilliant researchers and industry partners in the field, including IBM, through the Chicago Quantum Exchange also. We are leading the National Science Foundation Quantum Leap Challenge Institute for hybrid quantum architectures and networks. Brian DeMarco is here, who is the PI of that institute. But we are participating in 2 new U.S. Department of Energy's quantum research centers at Argonne National Lab and at Fermi National Lab. We're leading 2 of the 7 artificial intelligence, AI institutes that are funded by the National Science Foundation and the U.S. Department of Agriculture. As a matter of fact, a 3rd one was announced that our campus is leading just this past week, and we are part of many, many others from around the country. We're also co-hosting with UC Berkeley the C3 AI DTI, really a very unique consortium, a very novel idea of consortium of leading scientists, researchers, innovators, and executives from academia and industry that are joining forces to accelerate digital transformation and AI. And this morning, we add to this incredible list the IBM-Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute, which we're just so excited about. And as you've heard through the morning, the IBM-Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute brings together IBM researchers and Illinois faculty and students to spur breakthroughs through hybrid cloud, AI, quantum computing, and other areas. And I'm going to go off script for a second here. Again, I think the purpose of this partnership is to truly, truly expand the collective capacity, the tremendous talent at IBM Research and the tremendous talent on our campus and our college to work together in really unique ways, unique and integrative ways to address these challenges. We really want this to be a very different and a new model of public-private partnership. And even more than that, the Discovery Accelerator Institute closes in on our strategic goal for expanding translational research across our college and across our campus. It reinvests in our local community in the state of Illinois. It aligns with the goals of the Illinois Innovation Network, the DPI, and P33, and it further solidifies our colleges and our campuses' commitment to increase access to K-12 STEM education, attracting top talent to the state of Illinois and retaining them, and promoting quantum and AI opportunities from K-12, Q-12, as I'm told now by my colleagues, create a diverse, tech-ready workforce, and reinforce the tech talent pipeline from Champaign-Urbana to Chicago and the world. The launch of this institute solidifies our position and the state of Illinois' position, again, thanks to IBM, as really collaborative tech pioneers and ones to watch through the quantum information and the AI revolution. The depth and breadth of our excellence in computing, physics, science, and engineering have propelled Grainger engineers to be some of the most sought-after and in-demand experts in the world today, and we are committed to continuing on that trajectory, and we're committed to continuing to make that impact at the end of the day. The work that will come out of the Discovery Accelerator Institute will fundamentally, we believe, set the region, set the state up to recruit fast-growing companies, slate new jobs, develop ecosystem to sustain startups, and we hope transform the state into a hotbed of technical talent. So we're just so excited. I'm personally so excited, and I'll come back at the end again to thank some more people who, of course, made this happen. But next, we have the good fortune to hear from our partner, Penny Pritzker, a member of the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology and founder and chair of PSP Partners. Penny Pritzker.
Good morning. My name is Penny Pritzker, and I am so proud to lend my voice to the chorus of stakeholders supporting the launch of the IBM-Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute. As the co-chair and founder of P33, a member of the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, a founder of Skills for Chicagoland's Future, and a supporter of the DPI Pritzker Tech Talent Labs, I have been dedicated to building and developing more opportunities in technology for women and people of color across our region. The reality today in Chicago, and too many other places, is that while talent is universal, access to opportunity is simply not. And make no mistake, leveraging our already diverse talent base to make the tech industry more diverse is an essential ingredient to improving our tech leadership overall. The IBM-Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute will partner closely with organizations such as the Chicago Quantum Exchange Partnership and our own P33 to nurture our talent pipeline and make significant down payments in early stage innovation. These kinds of partnerships are critical to regional tech development, as collectively they catalyze the research to industry pipeline, as well as enhance and train up our tech talent. This critical cross-sector partnership will also be very important to our region's advancements in high potential technologies such as electric vehicles, AI, quantum computing, and sustainable technologies. P33 is working to make Chicagoland a top tech region and the most equitable tech hub in America. And I speak on behalf of P33 when I say that we are excited to serve as a vital partner for the IBM-Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute. Stepping back, the IBM University of Illinois collaboration is a huge win for our region and a testament to Illinois' leadership in the areas of quantum science and artificial intelligence. The University of Illinois has received more National Science Foundation funding than any other university in 7 out of the last 10 years. So partnership between IBM and the University of Illinois makes perfect sense. There's real intentionality in Illinois working to become a leader in the quantum sciences. Commercializing fast-growing technologies like quantum and others will not only enable us to tackle the urgent and complex challenges faced by industry and academia, but will also help us unlock economic opportunities for both our region and our residents. A primary focus of the IBM-Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute will be to support tech talent development. All of us know that the rapid acceleration of technology is putting enormous pressure on our workers to keep up. Frankly, we must do more at scale to help our workers adapt and adjust to the rapidly changing innovation landscape. This requires more aggressive efforts to support our workers and help them better prepare for the future. The IBM University of Illinois Discovery Accelerator Institute will no doubt help with this challenge. We know that regions that have strong technology growth see far greater economic growth and prosperity for their residents. We want Illinois to be one of those regions, and this partnership will do so much to get us there. I hope you'll join me in congratulating Dean Rashid Bashir, IBM, and the Granger College of Engineering for this momentous partnership. I can't wait to see the results of your innovative work.
Thank you, Penny, for your very generous remarks. We are very grateful for the continued partnership and commitment to support and expand tech talent development, and we look forward to working with you for many years to come. Next, please join me in welcoming back to the podium Jeff Walser to make some additional remarks.
So thanks again. It really is exciting to be here. You probably heard my title that I look at our exploratory science as well as our university partnerships. And obviously that's a really good match in terms of the kind of work we like to do. I'm very proud of the fact that IBM, while being the forefront of technology that's being delivered today, continues to fund very robust research on the outer edges of science technology. But I think the thing that's so interesting about this particular center we're creating is it's going to take some of that science technology and really try and translate it now into things that can have impact much more quickly than maybe some exploratory work that has gone on in the past. And I think that UIUC really is a great partner for doing that, given the breadth of work that goes on here, not just in the engineering disciplines, which of course is key to all of this, but also in the sciences and the social sciences, and what we've heard already about diversity and inclusion as well. So before I go into more of what the things I think that are unique about the center, I want to again thank all of the people who've made it possible. Obviously, Governor Pritzker himself and the state of Illinois, that's been really key. We really believe at IBM when you do these public-private partnerships, it's got to be broad. It's got to be really creating an innovation ecosystem and not just the partners involved. So that's been incredibly important. President Killeen, Chancellor Coleman as well, has been very helpful in actually getting this together. And of course, my partner Rashid and Vice Chancellor of Research, Susan Martinez, and Andreas Kanglerius, the Provost, have been incredibly diligent with us to try and actually get this put together. And that partnership will serve us well going forward. If I think about the center itself, though, I think there are really three things that excite me about what's going to be different here. Two of them have to do with the people and one with the mission. So with the people first, you've already heard about how we are bringing together some of our leaders on both sides. Dabby Sao, who's one of our leaders of our hybrid cloud research, who couldn't be here today, but will be our co-director from the IBM side. And Ruchir Puri, who is one of our IBM fellows, will be our chief scientist. So them and a handful of our real leaders who are doing the actual work in our research labs will be leading the efforts here. And unlike some collaborations where it's about putting funding into the research and then waiting to see what happens, we expect all of this to be very collaborative, having IBM researchers working side by side with university researchers and students to really make the advances, and even exchanging people back and forth between the locations. And the second part of that is about actually educating the workforce and making sure that we're getting the right people involved, and that gets into the diversity and inclusion side. And I think obviously all of us would like to see an improvement in the diversity and inclusion of technology in general, but I think in this particular institute we also hope to combine not just ways of making sure we're educating the right people here, but actually doing research and thinking about how we can make this more inclusive in general. We have research programs within IBM now that focus on inclusive technology. So specifically, how do you make research actually reach everybody equitably, and how do you make sure that the effects of research are being seen as positive by all the populations? We also have a work going on in Tech for Social Justice, which is about how to use technology to actually improve the social justice of our systems today. So not just you see it as an enemy, but as a mechanism for actually continuing to improve that. I think that really resonates well with the IDEA Institute, which UIUC has also got going, so I see real opportunities there for making a real effort in making this technology more inclusive. Particularly in quantum computing, it's just getting started. We're all learning it. We have a chance to do it right this time and make sure everyone gets to learn it together. And so I think this is really a great center to actually make that happen. And that then leads me to the third reason, which is really the mission of the center that excites me. So obviously, first and foremost, we want to see this center advance hybrid computing technology, classical computing technology, AI technology, and quantum computing. But it really is going to be with a mission of how you apply that to solve some of the biggest problems we see today across society. And I think we're all very aware in the past couple of years what that looks like. Obviously, the fact that we keep taking our masks off when we come up tells us that we still are dealing with a pandemic that we're trying to solve and live with for the future. We see climate change. We see sustainability and food service issues. So how can we go and attack that in a center like this? Well, it's our belief at IBM that a lot of it can be done by advancing science faster. So we talk about the Discovery Accelerator in particular. How do we use these technologies to accelerate the discovery of new materials, new drug molecules, new systems and optimization mechanisms for being able to actually solve some of the biggest challenges that face us today? In this particular center, as you can tell by the trees, we're going to be focusing on climate and sustainability in particular as a way to apply that. So how can you use, say, AI and quantum computing to find a new membrane that could actually strip carbon from the atmosphere better, or some solution that you could bubble exhaust through, and then recapture that carbon and use it for something useful, like a new fuel source or a new set of plastics? How could you actually think about simulating on a quantum system fertilizer production to make that much more energy efficient as well as more environmentally friendly? Because we need to feed the planet, but we need to do it in a way that actually is sustainable as well. So I think all of these combinations really are going to be key to making this a successful effort, and I think that's one of the reasons that partnering with someone like UIUC and a place like Illinois, Chicago, Urbana, et cetera, is really important because that's got that breadth. You need the breadth of the problems, you need the breadth of the expertise, and the people to go attack those problems. So hopefully you can tell I'm very excited about the start of this. I'm really looking forward to it. I can tell you I'm not the only person at IBM who's excited about it. I would like to also introduce our chairman and CEO, Arvind Krishna, who happens to be a proud UIUC alum himself, and I'll let him say a few words about why he's so excited about supporting this partnership as well. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Arvind Krishna. Before I get to what I do, my most important credential here is that UIUC is my alma mater. Today, I have the privilege of being chairman and CEO of IBM, and I am thrilled to be a part of the launch of the Discovery Accelerator Institute. Let me begin by thanking Governor Pritzker for his vision, leadership, and support of this initiative. IBM is proud to partner with you, Deputy Governor Torres, and the state of Illinois. I would also like to thank Penny Pritzker for her tremendous support in making UIUC such a vital innovation hub. Chancellor Jones, President Killeen, and Dean Bashi, we all owe you a vote of thanks for bringing this concept to life. Today, we open another chapter in the rich history of collaboration between IBM and UIUC, which will also include the Center for Cognitive Computing Systems Research. And it could not come at a more important time. We, all together, face great uncertainties, a once-in-a-century pandemic, the perils of climate change, widening income and skill gaps. To overcome these crises, we urgently need scientific thinking and discovery. It's no exaggeration to say that our combined future depends upon solving and addressing these issues. The Discovery Accelerator Institute will turbocharge this process by bringing a few crucial elements together. First, the development of new capabilities in emerging areas of technology. And second, the tenacity of the world's sharpest minds, the Granger School of Engineering, the campus of UIUC, and IBM Research. In the months and years ahead, we will focus the collective expertise of this outstanding team on the three tectonic forces that shape scientific discovery today and tomorrow: hybrid cloud, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. These forces are going to radically accelerate the pace at which we develop solutions to the complex global challenges we face. We at IBM have built our strategy around these technologies. Let me just say a brief word on each. Science is moving beyond dedicated advanced computing systems to make greater use of cloud computing. Business is doing the same to take full advantage of this, and that's what we mean by hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud platforms support experimentation at scale while enabling organizations to operate securely across the many different places they compute. These platforms will power enterprise discovery and drive advances in areas of climate, health, and workforce productivity. Turning to artificial intelligence, we know that by 2025, data is going to increase to generate about 175 zettabytes. That's 21 zeros. The only way to make sense of the phenomenal amount of data is with artificial intelligence. And by infusing AI into workflows and business processes, we can open a new era of discovery defined by speed, automation, and scale. Looking just a bit ahead, quantum computing will transform scientific discovery within the next 5 years. We will be able to simulate the behavior of matter down to the atomic level instead of guessing. That will allow us to solve problems that even the fastest supercomputers will not be able to solve, shortening the time it takes to discover and develop new materials, more accurate climate models, batteries that I hope will be 1,000 times more efficient and powerful than today's. But first, we must make quantum computing more practical. That means driving improvements in quantum circuits, runtimes, and programming. All difficult and highly complex world. But if we do it right, together, it will change the world. I'm really excited about the new model of partnership we are building with UIUC across these areas. I look forward to the groundbreaking research and innovation that I know our experts will pioneer. These open and diverse communities of discovery, like the one we are launching today, will widen access to STEM education and accelerate solutions to large-scale problems. I congratulate everyone involved in the creation of this institute and for showing the way forward. I wish you the very best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Arvind, for your tremendous support and your leadership. We're so proud of you. And again, thank you to IBM. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for the entire team. You can see the excitement level continues to go up, so I think we should try to probably close the ceremony soon before it gets dangerous. But at this time, let me take a moment to just thank a few others. These things are never, ever possible by any few or the names that were just mentioned. There's so many people that have worked over so long that have led us to this point. It truly takes a village. It takes Urbana-Champaign. It takes the whole campus. It takes so many people at IBM. So I want to thank a few people. Hillary Hunter, VP and CTO of IBM Cloud. She was very involved from the very beginning of the C3SR. She's also a Granger College of Engineering alumna. David Cahill. I know David is here. He's our Institute co-director from the Granger College of Engineering, a faculty in material science. So thank you, David, for your hard work and what's going to come in the future. Dabi Sao, the Institute co-director from IBM Research. Laurel Pasentino, the interim managing director from the Granger College of Engineering. Harley Johnson, my other partner in crime, associate dean for research. Thank you, Harley, for all your work and all of your staff that has helped with this. Of course, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the very successful partnership with the IBM C3SR. So I want to mention Wenmei Hu, Jinjun Chung from IBM, Deming Chen from our college, Clara Narstad, and many, many others. I know I'm going to forget names, but I want to really thank all of the partners from C3SR. Finally, of course, my friend and my boss, Andres Cangelares, the provost, who provides tremendous leadership to our campus in so many ways. Susan Martinez, our vice chancellor for research, tremendous supporter and just a great friend. And also Jay Walsh. Jay is here today, especially in the last few weeks to days, but certainly even before that. So thank you to all of you. I think it's just been a tremendous effort. All of the staff and faculty in our college and our campus, our legal and sponsored program office, the NCSA staff, and very, very importantly, again, I look forward to meeting more of the colleagues from IBM who've made this all possible, I know, behind the scenes. So thank you for choosing and investing in us. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing all the great things that are going to come out of this institute. Thank you for joining us today. And this is something that I think the IBM, our friends, will learn. They probably already know, but I know they'll learn more. So ILL? ILL. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.